Hello again, everyone. This is Vontos, and welcome to episode 24 of my Age of Wonders 3 co-op series with Bob of Black Arrow Gaming. This episode's going to be a pretty short one because nothing really important happened in this episode, actually. If you haven't seen episode 23, that's the one you need to go back and check out because a lot of big important things happened there. This episode, everything went really straightforward, and really from now until the end of the game, I expect things to go pretty quickly anyway. The first thing you probably notice from the map, if you've been watching the series, is that it's gotten a lot blacker. I was able to capture a couple cities and rebuild several. I have 2 more cities that I'm going to rebuild. I'm in the process of rebuilding this island city right here, and I'm a turn away from finishing a settler in Drazar. That settler will go rebuild Haluk right here. I captured Nipuk, this city up here, which is named Tungal. Captured Illinois as well, and I rebuilt Orsal, I rebuilt Alt-Kilch, I rebuilt Iceglade, and I built a new city out here that's going to get me a couple of heart structures. Unfortunately, those heart structures aren't actually going to benefit me at all. Right here, Heart of the Arctic, Heart of the Volcano. Since, if you look at the map, everything in the direction my army's heading out to the west is tropics and temperate. And then I'll be going underground. There's a little bit of frost here that was probably spread by a Yeti, but that's not going to be consequential. But still, if that city is able to grow large enough to get both of those heart structures, I'll at least get the plus 20 casting points, which might help me out a little bit. You'll see here, Teal, one last big final push into our lands, hopefully. They actually moved that when I loaded the autosave, so who knows what they're actually going to do with this army in our actual game. It is pretty big, not too scary. They only have those 2 Shrines of Smiting, lots of Evangelists, lots of tier 3 units overall, only 1 hero. I don't think I'm going to change my plans at all if they take this army and move it towards our land. I think, well, geez, there's another army that I did notice. I think we could probably just ignore them, actually. Not worry about what they do. They can come take a lot of cities, but we will get them back, and really at this point we're just going after Teal's throne city and Teal's leader. Might be better to have Bob keep this army, send it back to defend these cities, just for the sake of being neat. But I don't think I'm going to plan on sending my armies back, even though they might take this mermaid city before I finish Lord of the Deep. It's okay, I don't need them all that much. I have 2 armies, right there, right there. They are both going through this cave entrance. If I find another cave entrance up here, I'll send this army down it. But they're both going right here. I did find Teal's throne city. The dragons gifted me a couple wyverns, so I just flew them up here to find Teal's throne before they died. It is not too far away from that cave entrance. It's pretty much exactly in the spot where I expected. It's going to take this army 4 turns to get there. Hopefully I'll find Teal's leader in there or along the way, and this game will only last 4 more turns. If not, the game's still pretty close to being over. On the way, I'm going to use this army to take out this city here. This army up here, I think there's a city in here. If not, I'll probably have this army just come take out this city. Just as long as my armies are capturing something on the way to Teal's throne, I can plunder them or I can try to capture them and hold them. Either way, as long as I'm doing damage to Teal, this game's going to end in our favor, no matter how long it takes to find their leader. There's still a couple destroyed cities here. I don't know if I'm going to bother rebuilding them. If the game ends up lasting longer than I expect, I'll probably send a couple settlers out there if Bob doesn't. Otherwise, I don't have any settlers currently being queued up in any of my cities. I'm just building a few. Well, actually, I'm trying to build up to get toward Grand Palace for the extra casting points in my cities. The cities that have Grand Palace already, I'm just building extra military units. Like this city, I believe, yes, this city has a Grand Palace, so I'm just building shock troopers here. Currently casting Beacon of Faith. I'm going to cast it on this city to try to help its borders grow. Once that's finished, I will begin casting Armageddon and hopefully be able to finish casting it before the game ends, because that will be fun. Bob is sending this army to help, but again, we might have him send that army back to defend against this big teal army. The rest of Bob's stuff is underground, also working their way towards Teal's throne. It'll take him a little longer to get there. So if we find Teal's leader along the way, I will be able to end the game before Bob gets up there. But Bob will be coming down kind of this way. It'll give him a chance to maybe capture some of these other cities if we can't find Teal's leader right away. So that's it for this episode. Like I said, short because everything's pretty simple. Just taking all our armies and moving them straight toward Teal's throne at this point. Thank you for watching. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't, and check out previous episodes, especially episode 23 if you haven't, because that was the episode where we knocked the game down to just one enemy. I've linked to Bob's channel in my description, so be sure to go check his videos out as well. I think he has a really long video. This might be his longest video. The same episode I have my shortest video, ironically. He had a lot of battles, nothing overly consequential, but he is working his way slowly up towards Teal's land as well. Thank you again, and I'll see you next week.